YouTube, Wagwan, greetings. All right, let's just look at some stuff that are happening today. Yeah, just kind of touching base with you guys, letting you know we're here, thanking God for another week, another day. What's going on with you? Let me know what's going on with you in the comments. How are things in your part of the world? All right, so we heard that someone famous in Jamaica died at 81. You guys know who this is? Many rivers to cross, the harder they come. Um, you can get it if you really want it. None other than Mr. Jimmy Cliff. So yeah, he has made the news with his passing. Reggae legend Jimmy Cliff dies, age 81. Let me just read a little bit of what the BBC is saying on this. Um, Jimmy Cliff, one of the most prominent and beloved proponents of reggae music, has died at the age of 81. A star since the 1960s, he helped bring the sound of Jamaica to a global audience through his hits such as Wonderful World, Beautiful People, You Can Get It If You Really Want It. His lead role as a gun toting rebel in the 1972 crime data, The Harder They Come, is a cornerstone of Jamaican cinema and was attributed as the movie that brought reggae to America. And here is a clip from his movie, The Harder They Come.
I'm looking for work. I can do anything, anything.
You can't stay here, because I can't help you.
I could make a record. I can sing, mama. You want me to go and beg work for $10 a week for the rest of my life? I'd rather die.
Yeah, so that's the late Jimmy Cliff. For those who have been following the content Manchester flooding after Hurricane Melissa, there is some good news. The floodwaters are gradually receding, slowly receding, but they are receding nonetheless. And, well, I would say it's receding quite quickly, but given the large body of water that's there, you know, the amount that's receding in comparison to what is still there, you still have to say it's slowly receding. But based on images and videos that I'm seeing, it's actually receding quite nicely. And hopefully, very soon, persons will be able to travel through there as per usual. As it relates to the houses, well, it remains to be seen what conditions they are in, if they are going to be inhabitable again soon, whether the citizens will be moving, whether they can afford to move from there or they're going to just go back and pick up their normal lives. We will have to see. Um, but let me just read a little bit from what the JIS is saying. The Water Resources Authority, WRA, says groundwater levels in Content Manchester, which caused flooding in the community, are now slowly receding. The rising water levels have been attributed to the significant rainfall experienced before and during the passage of Hurricane Melissa on October 28th. Alright, so that's the general information. You don't have time to read the entire thing right now. But let me just show you quickly a video of someone that has been on the ground and has this to show to us.
Yeah, we're in a Content Manchester. Me are in the boss. We go for the work, but we just say we have make a stop. And we have great news, not bad news. A lot of people are pray for Jamaica, so what are going on now? As you can see, the water is actually drying up. So we are actually just show you where the water is drying up from or where it's not drying up from. In the bath, we got yourself, Anthony there, Mikey there. So we are going to show you what going. Come up to the general. But the highway here. I come down to you, sir. Alright, my fam.
Someone is trying to
Come
drive
here.
through already.
So normally, we could we have to stay over the barrier. Now we can actually go over the barrier. Yeah. Oh, did the barrier. As I said before, that's what the man has gone, man. Anyway, as I said before, normally we could have come over here, sir. No, we can actually come over here, sir. No, we can actually come over here, sir. So, thank be to God, the water is actually drying up. And we're going to show you over the big pan. Whether that the water they soak up. You see me? So, yeah, big up the people that we are playing for Jamaica. So, you don't know about by next year, you know, say this will God. But hopefully, people them don't go back in the house to live, you know. That's the only thing I can say. If they want to go back, we're not going to stop them because of them money them spend and them hard working money. You understand? I'm showing you files.
Yeah, and we're gonna go a little bit into the video. I'm gonna skip into a few minutes and show you the more in the depths of the water as we pull away from the road surface here. There's a section where houses had been completely submerged. You can see it's going down a little, but houses are still submerged. All right, so here we are looking further into the center of the flood. You're looking at a two-story house here to the right of your screen. As you can see, the lower story is still mostly underwater. There's a wooden structure here that's still completely under. You can see two houses to the left, I think, are still underwater.
Come on, that German.
You couldn't see this up, down in the south one time, you know. This I did fully green, you know, so this I get clear. Yeah, man.
Yo,
See the people.
Water dangerous, man. So you must have a boat house. Where did you say? See by the top of it?
Oh,
Yeah, man.
So right to that I put over.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what this again.
see the people.
And then I move again, the water just becomes still. Notice it.
Yeah, man. Water becomes still. See there? It a draw people, you know. Yeah, man. It a draw. See,
You say that one gully, you know?
upstairs also.
You say one gully, you say?
A dangerous place, man.
All right, so you can see the two-story house is still heavily underwater, but it seems to be going down, I don't know, by a foot. I don't know, yeah. But all right, that's what's going on in Jamaica. And by the way, as we speak, there is a funeral service taking place for one of my schoolmates from Knox College, who also lived in a neighboring community to my hometown. I am not sure the circumstances for his death now, but I did see the announcement of his passing in the Gleaner and on social media. His name is Fabian. Fabian Taylor.
Yes, viewers, celebrating the life of Mr. Fabian Anthony Taylor. Streaming live and direct from the Faith Fellowship Church here in Cascade Center.
Yeah, Cascade. That's really
Legal to flash, boss.
that's an area that I'm from. My grandmother is from Cascade. My mother was raised in Cascade, just a stone's throw from my hometown, Battersea. So that's also going on right now, live as we speak. There has been much chatter about the distribution of goods, items, relief packages, food to certain affected areas, and I'm going to show you a video that is going to come after this image that you're seeing on the screen, where Damian Crawford is pressing another gentleman who took over after this one, based on my information. This one that you're seeing on your screen now is no longer in the position for, national relief distribution and so on. There's another gentleman that took over after him, but there seems to be much fallout about how distribution is made, how well it's been circulated, so that as many people as possible can be touched and helped by the national relief efforts. Let's take a listen as Damian Crawford throws some questions, and you're going to see some comments also coming in from Peter Bunting.
So if we work with the 116, you also indicated that you estimate that each package would serve about 4 people
Yes, for 4 days.
for 4 days. So with about 20 days gone, then we should have had about 5 rotations.
That is ideal.
That is ideal. So with this number, we should have indicated that if it was serving a family of 4, then at best, each family would have received 1/5 of the time, or 1/5 of the families would have received enough times. Which one is the more likely circumstance?
Repeat this for my clarity.
All right. So
one for the time or
for the 5 periods that would have existed since the hurricane, you have distributed enough food for 1 per family. So if it is 1 per family, then they would have received 1/5 of the times that you desired. Or was it that 1/5 of the family received enough rotations?
the reality of it might be a mix of the two.
Sorry.
Because we have been back into locations to issue products.
So in that case, therefore, there would be some persons that would have been in a rotation, indicating that there might be quite a bit of persons that have not been touched by government.
The possibility could exist.
How quickly could we get that information so that we can cauterize and immediately solve that situation?
We could see to work on it just to complete this week.
Is there any desire to work with members of parliament and their systems to provide some of that information?
Well, to the extent that we have been, I know the general instructions to the delivery crews is for us to cause that the PDCs are informed before we go into areas. And we, to the extent that
parish development,
disaster coordinators. Parish disaster.
PDCs, parish disaster
coordinators.
Remember, I'm telling you, a lot of people are watching, so there are a lot of these acronyms and abbreviations.
So to the extent that we're going into
Peter Bunting himself wasn't sure what it meant. Yeah, but yeah, you have to expect that if you're giving a national hearing, then you want to use the full name first, and then you could refer to the abbreviations thereafter.
areas chair, then that is how we operate. We have seen in a number of instances, members of parliament or councillors will come and they join in the
So if they find out about it,
But is there any
then they
call?
can show. But
Is
there's
there-
no message to them directly.
Right. Is there a
to
call?
say, we're
Can
going
there
to
be a
be-
call for areas not yet touched, people not yet touched to be submitted? Because the numbers would suggest that either they are starving for 3 of the 4 of the 5 rotations, or 4/5 of them are not getting. So either way, the numbers are not working out on our behalf. Is there a strategy to get more information so that that can be rectified?
we can choose a strategy around that, and we can start by leaning into the resources which are there. Your PDCs, your councillors, the MPs,
The churches,
the churches where necessary.
All right. How much water do you desire per day for the people in the worst affected areas? Bottles of water.
Uh-oh.
Crawford.
Uh-oh. Whoops. He doesn't seem quite prepared at all. Yeah. I just, showing a highlight from this video here, Michidek's commentary. Um, so you can check that out if you want to. But yeah, I have been hearing comments that the distributions are not going well. It's not evenly distributed, while some persons are benefiting from a lot of rotations, uh, or a lot of benefits. How should I say this? A lot of people are benefiting from multiple servings. They've been attended to well, they've been getting care packages and assistance repeatedly. And then there may be other people who have not been touched because other areas are being focused on too extensively. I've been, hearing comments of that. So we might want to look at that to see how much we can assist in a broader, general way, so we don't have one set of people dying because of no help, while others are extensively taken care of. Just have to strike that balance. Yeah, so those are some of the things that are going on in Jamaica, just to let you guys know. We're going to be looking at church a little later on because, by God's permission, Apostle Gino Jennings went to work yesterday. Um, he responded to a clip that was sent to him about real estate. Him being an apostle seemed to be overly focused on real estate, acquiring properties for the church. He responded to that using a spiritual paradox that the church is a spiritual real estate. And he gave examples from scripture. He also highlighted that the Apostle Paul himself was a tent maker, and that was in the business of real estate, and also the importance for locations to be secured for God's people to gather together to worship. So all that and more coming up later. We're going to be looking into it.
Receiving the baptism of the Holy Ghost. You that are visiting tonight that may took time out from the false church you were attending, be it tonight. If there's any preachers in the audience, you're welcome to come up to the pulpit. Make yourself at home as long as you're not a woman preacher. I won't bother you.
And of course, he's always controversial as soon as he opens his mouth. But yeah, it's very good. I was listening to another message of him talking about the weakness of God and the foolishness of God. Very interesting stuff. We got some stuff to look into later on. But for now, y'all keep holding on, keep striving. Talk to you later. Lick more. Peace.